Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Okay, so a few weeks ago I started a series on my channel titled Being Married Young, where I'm trying to kind of give advice on things that I may go through in my marriage, have been through, preparing for it, dating, etc. So today we are going to actually talk about the opposite, and it's learning how to be single. I feel like I get so much slack for this conversation, but I feel like it's so important to have. I don't know if it's a social media thing that people feel the need to be in a relationship, that because people see relationship goals everywhere, they feel the need to just have somebody on their arm. If people really don't like sleeping by themselves, or if it's just some constant need of attention. I don't want to push any buttons, but I really don't understand why some people don't like to be alone. It is my personal feeling that the most growth happens when you are alone, when you're not talking to somebody, messing with anyone, dating, anything, just really learning to enjoy that time by yourself. I constantly express this to my friends because I know that I rushed into being married, and because of that it's been harder for me to kind of settle into the family life. I didn't get to really enjoy, I guess my younger 20s like the normal person. I'm not really a clubber or anything of that sort, but I definitely haven't gotten to travel to all the places that I want to travel to, gone to all the concerts that I've wanted to go to, and just done a lot of the normal things that the younger generation should be able to do. And I feel like it's because everybody's trying to rush to be grown. Being in a marriage, being in such a strong commitment, you really have to be ready for it. And I feel like marriage is something that people don't take seriously nowadays, but you really should. It's very easy to hit a bump and be like, okay, I'm done. I want to get a divorce, but then there's no point in getting married, which is why anytime my friends tend to hop from relationship to relationship, or talking to this guy or talking to that guy, they will tell you I am not the first to get excited, for the simple fact that just in my nature, I'm very protective over my friends, and I hate seeing people get their heart broken, like Justin Timberlake, Cry Me a River, like, and it's a cycle. Like, you date this guy or girl, you guys are in this happy boo-hoo, oh my god, you're perfect stage, and then shit goes down the toilet. I don't want it to come off as I'm hoping that anybody fails. I wish the best in any relationship to anyone, even if I don't agree. But with that said, I feel like a lot of failure in relationships happens because we don't give ourselves time to grow. We choose these people based off of where we are in our life, hoping that it's going to get us to a place where we'll be happy, when really you need to be happy before pursuing that relationship. You really have to fall in love with yourself. Like, you have to know without a doubt who you are as a person. You have to know without a doubt what you're willing to sacrifice, what you're willing to settle for. And how can you know that if your primary focus is on other people every couple months, every couple weeks? There's nothing wrong with being by yourself. I don't know who said what to who. Let's find out and see. I don't know who said that, but it's wrong. It's wrong. And there's nothing wrong with being single, regardless of how old you are, regardless of how many kids you have. There's nothing wrong with being single. There's nothing wrong with loving yourself and waiting for the right person. There's nothing wrong with building yourself, building your network, focusing on your career, truly learning to love yourself and learning who you are is going to save you so much time and so much heartbreak, for the simple fact that when you know you don't have time to deal with bullshit. Guys who decide to text you for 2 weeks and then disappear, or girls who say, oh, you're the most beautiful thing that I've ever laid my eyes on, and is texting 3 or 4 other people that, but telling you that you're the only one. And you're just settling for it because at least you have attention. When you know who you are, when you know your self-worth, you don't sacrifice that for anybody. You don't sacrifice your peace for anybody. You don't sacrifice your joy for anybody. You don't sacrifice your happiness for everybody. People get in these relationships, or they start talking to people and they're like, oh my God, they make me happy. This is the happiest I've ever been. This is the happiest I've ever been. But y'all ain't went through no shit. Like, of course you're happy. Of course that person makes you happy. You are happy until that person doesn't make you happy. And when that happiness fades, what else do you have? It's so much more than happiness. After you learn who you are, you start looking for things past happiness, like, can I build with this person? Does this person have goals? Does this person have a plan? What is this person's spirituality or faith? Are we on the same page? Are we equally yoked? Do we have things in common? How frustrated does this person get? Can I deal with them when they're moody? You start looking at other things that tend to be more important, things that delve into the depths of that person's soul, not just, oh, they look good on the outside and oh, their personality is banging. Because yes, that stuff is important, but there's so much more to keeping a relationship, keeping a marriage together, that people, it just flies right over their head. And that's where the cycle comes in. It's a cycle of insanity, because people are afraid to be alone, because people are afraid to not have anybody to text, because people are afraid that they may never find the person who is for them, because people have mommy and daddy issues and they feel like they need somebody to coddle them, because people have constantly failed in other relationships, so they'll just try anyone until something works. Everything is nothing but a temporary fix until you finally learn who you are. Stop letting the media and your friends and people next to you say that it's taking too long for you to be in a relationship. It's taking too long for you to have kids. There is no time limit on your future. You don't have to rush it. It's okay to be single. And it's important for you to be single. Enjoy your time with yourself. Really grasp what it is that you need out of this life. Really grasp what it is that you need out of a future partner. Travel. Do the things that make you happy. Find the things that you're passionate about. Because the last thing you want to do is get into this relationship and you lose yourself. You just lose yourself. It happens. It happened to me. As soon as I got married, I was so into pleasing the family that I was welcomed into that I left my passions to the wayside. I stopped doing the things that made me happiest, and I suffered. I suffered so much because I was taking away from myself. But it happened because I did not give myself time to grow before my marriage. The first year and a half of my marriage, we spent majority of that time apart for the simple fact that we're in the Army. We got married and I was on TDY for almost a month. Then my husband had surgery, and then a couple months later he was sent to Korea during my pregnancy. So I will honestly tell you guys that because of that 12 to 13 hour time difference and me being here and basically forced to grow up and live this new life, I grew as a person so much. at first it was hard. I was used to having him here. I was just like, oh my God, this is perfect cuddle weather. I wish my best friend was here. And I had to get used to being alone. It sucked at first. I hated doing things by myself. I just felt like I needed him here. And finally I embraced just being alone. And this is the point when Nani was not in school. So she would be gone for months at a time because I was in school, like a month here, a month there, usually around midterms or finals. And y'all, I did everything, like slept, my favorite thing ever. I went and got pedicures by myself, went and seen movies, went and had dinner by myself, went and worked out when I could, and I became okay. Like, I learned the things that I'm passionate with. My goal is to always get closer to God, so I developed my relationship a little bit more. I discovered what I was capable of. I discovered what things I was actually able to do that I had been maybe too afraid to do and put off. For God's sakes, I learned how to write a check. I had never written a check before I got married, ever. And I know that sounds like crazy, but we don't learn about those things in school like we should. So, and until then, like, just little things like that I never knew how to do until I was forced to do it. And when he got back, I had been functioning by myself for so long that he was like, hey, you need me? And I was like, no, I got it. But I just became such a self-sufficient person that my husband was like, hey, I'm here if you need me. But you have to get to that point of self-sufficiency. That way, when the right person comes along and helps you lift that load, that they're actually helping you and not carrying it for you. It should be a team thing, but you have to get yourself together first before anything ever becomes a team. So I'm going to leave it right there. I know it was kind of a quick chat and it was all over the place, and this probably should have been the first video, but it happened. So I'll leave a link down below so that you guys can go watch the other one either before or after. Just depends on what you want to do. And if you are not subscribed, go ahead and click the subscribe button, especially if you watched the whole video. It's no point in why you shouldn't be subscribed. Also, hit that notification button so you know every time that I'm posting. All of my social media will also be down below. And I will see you guys next time. Love you. Bye.